Brett, and I am back with another video to help you out with your wedding planning process. So the tip that I want to go over with you today is some tips about hiring a wedding officiant. An officiant is something that every single wedding has to have. You know, there are some vendors that not every wedding has. You don't necessarily have to have a photo booth or have to have a florist, but you have to have an officiant. The wedding's not going to happen if you don't have one. So I just wanted to share some tips with you about hiring that person to make sure that your ceremony is going to be special and the way that you want it. So first of all, my tip for you is to talk to your significant other about religion. Are either of you super religious? Is it important to you that you have an officiant who matches that religion? Right there, that is going to tell you a lot of information. That is going to break down for you who you need to hire. If you are Jewish, obviously you need to have a Jewish officiant. If you are Baptist, you might want a Baptist officiant. You know, whatever denomination you are, you might want someone to match that. If you are non-denominational or not religious, or it's just not a big deal to you, then you can kind of look at other realms of people. So my other tip for you is to talk to your significant other about, do you want someone from like a church home or, matching your religion to do the service? Or do you want a family member or friend to do it? That is always really special as well, especially if religion is not super, super important to you and you don't have like traditional things that you have to do during the ceremony, then hiring a family friend or even a family member is a great idea. I have had brides' dads do it. I have had one of their uncles. I have had an aunt. I have had a cousin. I have had a childhood best friend do it. Literally anyone can officiate the wedding as long as they get ordained, and it is not hard to do. You can do it online, super cheap, super easy. So literally anyone that you want to marry the two of you can do it. All they have to do is get ordained online and you are good to go. It's super cheap. It's super easy. So whoever you choose can do it. I personally think that it's really cute if you do someone special to you, even if it is a church member, preacher, pastor. It's just nice when the person knows the two of you, because it's always cute during the ceremony when they get up there and they tell a little special story about the two of you or how you met, some kind of personal touch, to where when they get up there, it's not just like straight into prayer, straight into the tradition, straight into the marriage. It's always a little bit of a more comforting, like, hey, let's, take a minute to get into this situation. When they just talk, make you relax. Let's talk about the two of you. People love hearing the stories. It makes it so much fun. And then my other tip for you is going to be take into account appearance. I know that that is a little bit of a touchy subject, but this is the person that is going to be right behind the two of you in all of your ceremony photos. So I might sound a little, whenever I say this, but for me, it was important that the person in my photos have a good appearance. I wanted them to wear a tux. I didn't want, jeans and a t-shirt. If that's your theme and you're going for casual, totally fine. But just make sure that you are hiring someone that fits what you want for an image of your pictures and that you are communicating with them about what you want them to wear. Every officiant has a different vision and a different image of what they're going to show up wearing. If you hire someone from your church, they might show up in robes. They might show up in traditional religious gear. But you're definitely going to want to communicate what you are expecting them to wear. Also, make sure that you are hiring someone with a good prominent voice. We do have our outside sound system, so we're going to have that microphone for them. But having someone with a good prominent voice is going to make people, pay attention, be invested, be involved. You don't want someone who sounds kind of like me doing your ceremony, because I don't command a lot of attention out there. So make sure that you are hiring someone who is going to command attention, who is going to look great in the pictures, who will wear what you want them to wear. You definitely want to make sure that this is a person that you have some sort of connection with. Even if you are hiring them from a company, which is totally fine, you don't have to necessarily know the person. I didn't know my officiant before we hired them, but what we did was we did marriage counseling classes with him. So we got to know him. He got to know us. We created that relationship. And so that way, when we got to the day of the wedding, he did know us, and that made a special ceremony. So those are my tips for hiring an officiant. I would also Obviously, check their date availability. That's something you're going to have to check. Ask their pricing. If you are hiring someone with a company, they're going to have a set price. If you're hiring someone from a church, a lot of times they are just going to ask for a donation to be made from the church. If they ask for a donation, the appropriate amount, I will tell y'all, is about $400. That's about how much you're going to be looking to spend on an officiant or making as a donation. Now that is an estimate. Some people have more, some people have less. I'm just letting you know that is about the average that I am seeing for an officiant. Also, little bonus tip for you. Whenever your officiant says, "Now please kiss the bride," ask him to step to the side so he's not in that first kiss picture. I cannot tell y'all how many times I get pictures back from your photographers after the wedding, and I'm like, "Oh, that's such a cute picture," but your officiant's in it for your first kiss, and it's just the three of you, and it looks kind of awkward. So ask him if he could step to the side, please, and then you'll have that first kiss picture of just the two of you in it, and it's gonna look so much better, I promise. So I hope that this video helped you out. Make sure that you are hiring your officiant. You don't have to hire them until, I would say, like 3 to 4 months before the wedding is totally fine, but just make sure you're not waiting too long or people are going to book up. Also, make sure that they do get ordained. Don't forget, if you're having a friend do it, they have to get ordained in order to sign that marriage license, or it's not actually legal. So I will see y'all next week. Bye, guys.